It's a very poised performance by your guys with you.
Was it? Sorry, I blacked out during the whole match. Yeah, I think it was pretty poised. I think when you have guys like Ramondo, Borchers, Beckerman, Morales, Grabavoy, there's enough experience out there that have been through so many critical matches in really difficult places that I think they've been through every scenario possible, and they handled it well.
The games seem to turn on that goal. Can you just talk to me? It was huge.
Yeah, you know, they say in soccer, and I believe it's true, especially in our league, that the first goal matters so much in games. I think the percentage for the team that wins games, that scores the first goals, is off the charts, really, in our league. And then you enter a match like this where you're already up to, and I think that first goal becomes 10 times as important. If Portland scores the first goal, they've got all the momentum. They're on their home field. They've got their fans behind them. I think that we would have been in a really, really tough place. If we score the first goal, now it's 3-0, and you see now they get a little desperate, some heads are hanging, and there's some frustration involved. So great that we got the goal. Probably wasn't the prettiest one we've ever scored, but we'll take it, and I thought we handled the match pretty well from there.
You're a very good team, but 6 games against them, they haven't beaten you. Can you explain that? What do you think's kind of a key to that, or how do you explain that?
I can't really explain it. I honestly can't. I think that the teams are very evenly matched. I think every game feels to me to be very even. I think that we do a pretty good job of exploiting the spaces that are there, and we have the players in the right spots to take advantage of that situation. We've scored some goals at critical moments. I think that they haven't scored some goals at critical moments that they probably should have. So I feel like it's more of just a being fortunate situation more than anything else.
You mentioned your use of space. Can you think of any other keys, either strategically or just performance-wise, that made for the 5-2 margin over 2 legs?
Not really. Again, I think that we have played in this system for so long. We have so many players that have played in this system for so long and have played together for so long that I think that they just have an innate sense of where they need to be at all times. When we have the ball, when we don't have the ball in transition, and I just think that we play to our strengths really well. We know our weaknesses, and we have tactically smart enough players to take advantage of the opponent's weaknesses as well.
Can you talk about how Robbie Finley has come up big for you in these playoffs after kind of a scoring drought there for the end of the year?
I've said it all year long. That we brought Robbie Finley back because he's capable of scoring the goal in the biggest moments. And we've had forwards over the past couple of years that, frankly, score the goals in the soft games, in the soft games, but not necessarily when all the chips are down. So Robbie's waited for the exact right time to find his best form for sure.
When you guys won in 2009, it looked like maybe you guys would go back a few times. It's been 4 years now.
Yeah.
It's good to finally be back, and how do you like your chances?
I think for me, the most rewarding thing is not about getting back to the MLS Cup. The most rewarding thing is that finally this group has won a trophy, another trophy. Frankly, in my honest opinion, and I'm sure it's not everybody's, this team deserves more trophies than they have. They've put themselves in a position to win so many times and have just been unfortunate not to. So I think that this is a very deserved trophy, both for what we've done over the regular season and certainly in the playoffs, but more so for what we've done now for 5 years in a row.
Jason, maybe talk about Ned getting the start over Sebastian after Sebastian had played pretty well those previous legs.
There's no doubt about it. And I said, it's a good thing to have players that play really well that don't start. It's a good thing to have players that have played really well that didn't make the 18. We had 3 players that didn't make the 18 tonight that have made huge contributions for this group and huge contributions recently. That's a good problem to have, and I think that that's where the league needs to be moving towards, so that all the rosters are deeper to make the decisions tougher on the coaches.
Jason, you said after the regular season, you said you would have been happy eking into the playoffs. Put this run into perspective a little bit. I mean, you said when the guys believe that they play better than anyone else in the league. Has it just been that continuing on?
I honestly just got asked this a little while ago. I mean, at the beginning of the season, if we could have had the same exact conversation with everybody, I would have said, we'll barely make the playoffs. We're going to be very inconsistent. We're going to win a game. We're going to lose a game. We're going to win 2 games. We're going to lose 2 games. We're going to have good performances, and then we're going to turn around and have bad performances. But the team has proven me wrong, and that doesn't happen too often. I'm usually the one that's always confident and talking positively, even when sometimes they may not deserve it. But truth be known is that they have outlived or outlasted any expectations I've had for them, and they've now found their form and their self-identity at the exact right time, because we had gone through a month leading up to the playoffs where really I was looking out there going, I'm not sure who these guys are. It seems that they've forgotten. But it's more than just belief. It's working hard, giving everything you have for the team. And when we do that, we get results. We got it again tonight.
On identity, can you talk a little bit, now that you've won these 2 games, about the importance of that victory against the Galaxy and galvanizing the team?
Yeah. It's massive. It was massive because we did. The coaching staff confused things a little bit. The coach got it wrong in the away game against LA, and I think he again kind of doubled it up and said, "What is our identity to the group?" But to go back to our shape, reminders to all the individual players about what it would take to succeed against Los Angeles, and they grabbed a hold of the message and went flying. So from that moment on, I think we've been great, and we'll hope that we can keep it up for another 2 more weeks.